All right, what's up, people? Yeah, we'll leave it on. I'm back in the bunk. Ashley Martin, the truck driver that I had mentioned, I need to do an update video on her. They had a gentleman confess to her murder. Supposedly, and I'm going to put the link below for the article, he had told the family, her family, that he had killed her in Odessa, Texas. And it doesn't go too far into detail as to who he was in her life or how he knew her. But I mean, and I'm just presuming. I mean, again, I'm presuming it's a domestic situation. And the reason I'm presuming that is because I can't see some stranger just going to a family and saying, "Hey, I killed your daughter," or "I killed your cousin," or "I killed this family member of yours." I mean, I could be wrong because people do some real crazy things nowadays in this world, but it sounds as if they knew him. They had his first and last name. I believe it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't go into full detail, but it sounds like he went to the authorities, or excuse me, the family let the authorities know. The authorities then went to go and talk to him and or pick him up, and in doing so, they found his body at his home where he had committed suicide. So it just sounds like one of those domestic situations. I don't know if they were seeing each other. I don't know. Again, I don't know all the details. The articles below it doesn't go into details. They still do not have her body, though. He said that he killed her in Odessa, Texas. So they did locate her car, which I guess must have been somewhere near where he was, because that's when it says in the article that they located her vehicle, her personal vehicle. With that being said, I'm going to share some stuff. Y'all know, 50 years of life, I done seen a lot. I done seen stuff I never thought I would see. I've worked for companies where domestic violence has happened. I've worked for companies where people have committed suicide. I had a guy that worked with, a very nice guy, and you just don't know that people are depressed or they're going through something. He was on our team, and he committed suicide. He's a very quiet man, always very cordial, and I got along with him. And next thing I know, we came in one day, and they said he killed himself. You just never know what people are going through. I've had situations where I worked at companies where people were in added relationships, like having affairs. Husbands found out about it and killed a wife, killed a dude right on the property of a company. The choices we make in this life, even the people that we get intimately involved with, we really need to be careful. And I'm going to say this because I grew up in a home where my stepfather and my mother would get into physical fights. If you're with somebody, my stepfather was already a perv, and she already had, because of certain conversations my mother had with me as a little girl, you already had an idea that this man, him or his family might try something, because you wouldn't warn me of that if you didn't know that. So one, don't get with somebody that you suspect that from. And I don't know what makes people just say, okay, I'm going to jump off the ledge and I'm still going to get involved with you. I think we've all made those choices to get involved with people even when we have question marks. But we need to have something, and like now, as I've grown more mature, we need to have something in our wherewithal, in our inner person, that when certain alarms go off, we need to run for the hills. We need to just not get involved. And if you know that you are with somebody who's abusive or who has done stuff, run for the hills. Run for the hills. This is a different world we're in now, and it's not even just a physical fight anymore, folks. It's just straight up killing folks. I don't even know what's going on with this nightclub shooting. I just woke up to that this morning with alerts about some nightclub shooting in California. So, ladies, especially ladies, oh, he looked good, please be careful. I was watching an old interview with Tina Turner and Oprah. I don't know, I just kind of came up on it on Facebook in the video section. And Tina Turner was talking about the abuse and how it started with Ike Turner. And it was nothing like in the movie where they made it like she fell in love with him. Apparently, they were just friends initially. And dude just was a control freak. And he was a mind manipulator and mind game. And she was this innocent girl from, I think, Mississippi or wherever the hell she's from. People, As soon as a friend starts physically abusing you, and y'all run for the hills, run for the hills, run for the hills. Breathe another day. Breathe another day. And I don't, like I said, I don't know. I'm not judging her because I know too many women who get involved in with men who domestic situations. Some things I've sat down and listened to conversations, even just doing ministry back in the day, and I would just look at people like, you know, dumbfounded because I'm thinking to myself, why are you not waking up? I try not to judge. I really, truly try not to judge. But we don't never know nobody's story. We don't know what they came from. We don't know what they grew up in. And that really is key. I had someone reach out to me for something on here regarding trucking and told me share some things about their life. And I'm like, I'm not judging you because I understand what coming from brokenness is. And I understand that when you're broken, sometimes you don't make the most rash decision. This person we got in leadership right now over the country, I really think he came up in a very broken home. I think that he came up, even though his parents were there, I think there was some things that weren't out there, some what I call those fundamental keys that children need to develop properly were missing in that household, which is why we have him as a compulsive liar. For those who want to believe that, don't believe that. I believe the man is a compulsive liar. I believe he lies and embellishes, and it's compulsive. I think it's mental, and I think it's something that came from his childhood. I think he's probably a very damaged individual. It just is. Um, and to anybody who needs that much attention, I mean, just that much attention, and it's all about you. There's a problem. There is a problem. Um, you guys just need to be very cautious, especially in this industry, but even in your personal relationships. Please choose wisely and know your value as a person, as a woman, and a man. There are men who can be abused too. I mean, there's men who can be abused by women, or mental games by men. And I've met guys like I had a guy on the last student I had, the veteran dude. It was very obvious to me the chick was running everything. She was playing that boy to the hilt. And so there's men who can get in situations, and abuse is not always physical. Abuse can be mental, and it can have people do things that, right now, as a country, we've got a lot of stuff going on, and you've got certain people, if they're ignorant, they have no clue, and they're just blindly following along because they don't choose nor know any better. Okay, they don't choose or know any better. So if you tell them the sky is purple, they're gonna like, okay, he said the sky was purple, I believe. You know, they don't know to go look for themselves, to figure out for themselves. Nor we have a group of people in our country who are not educated. They just, live in rural areas. Like my father, I love him. I love him in his own way, I guess, because he's my biological father. I love him as a human being. At the same time, I feel sorry for him because on certain levels, he's a very simple man, or a simple male, very simple in thought process. Certain things, if you tell him and he don't educate him, he won't know no better. It's just like I made sure that as he's getting older to say, look, if you get this, this, or this, don't do these things. That's why a lot of older people get taken advantage of, because all of a sudden, a lot of if they were very intelligent people, sometimes that diminishes as they get older. It becomes more simple. So, but not getting off the track too much. Just, you guys be praying. They have not found her body. So prayerfully they find her body, because he did say he killed her in Odessa. They found the car, so hopefully maybe they find the body near his property, or maybe they find her body somewhere between Odessa, Texas, and Louisiana, where they found her car, I guess. But the article's below if you want to read it. It's from the sheriff's department, so they did confirm he most likely killed her. Unless he was lying, and I don't know that I believe that. For him to do the suicide thing tells me he did what he did, most likely. And so, preferably closure for the family. They find the body. It's a lot of closure when you at least have the body. But when you have to have a funeral and you don't have a body, there's still that semblance of not having full closure. And they can say their final goodbyes. But prayers for that family, and just, prayerfully, let's use some wisdom, people. prayers for the shooting that took place last night. There was a club shooting in Los Angeles, I believe it is. And apparently it was a college night. So that means there's a lot of young people. Man. Y'all. That's why I want a tiny house in the country. It's depressing. It's really depressing. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day. I'm going to do another video later. I'm here in Houston. I did get to, me and Shot ended up in the same city he was delivering in. So we went to Denny's last night. We were going to try to go get some barbecue. I use Lyft. I have like, and this is just me because I worked in banking. I have a credit union account, but I don't use my card tied to my major banks or credit union on apps. So Uber doesn't Uber doesn't use won't take the cards that I use. I use like what I do my online shopping with and stuff like that. I use cards for that. I don't use that. I don't. So Uber won't take that, but Lyft had no cars in the vicinity of Houston last night, which I was shocked. And it was like, I think 5, 6 o'clock, and we trying to get a ride, and there was nothing in the area. So we're going to go get barbecue. So finally I was like, let's just go to Denny's. And you know what? Our experience, I'm not a huge Denny's fan, but my experience was really good here at this Pilot Flying J here in Houston. And we had an excellent waitress. She very friendly, older lady, funny, witty. I had pot roast. My boy did a burger. And he did a burger and shake. I did pot roast and that Pepsi. And then we just sat here and just chilled and talked. And yeah, that was it. And I got my laundry done. He helped me lift my laundry, and he was cool. And I got to talk to his wife Shannon on the phone. And y'all can see he did a video, Get Out the Truck, and him and his wife just got a new place out in Chicago, because she was on the truck with him for about a year while they were saving up to get their place in Chicago. So they got their little place in Chicago, very cute apartment. And just, get out the truck. So now he has somewhere to get out the truck too, So they sacrificed for that year, newly married couple, in order to get their own spot. And, that's just commendable for young people, and a smart move is to, sometimes you got to sacrifice to do the next move. So anyway, y'all be blessed. His video is showing on TheTrucker411, as well as I put it on our Facebook page. But yeah, we did get an update on Ashley Martin, and prayers for her family. God bless y'all, and I didn't want this to be long. Yeah, I'll put it up here in a second.